the box?
Well, it's literally could be anything.
Even a boat.
Yeah, could be a fucking boat. What's that off of? It could be a boat.
Could be
it's
anything.
not a boat though. It's something.
Even a
could
boat.
be.
It's from something though.
Yeah, I know, and it's gonna bug the fuck out of me. I'll think of it like 3 weeks from now. Even a boat.
Yeah. You're just gonna scream like whatever it's from.
Yeah.
A boat. Like, leave it to Beaver. Oh, it's from Family Guy.
No, or it could be fuck. I know what it's from. I can't think of it though.
Maybe
Oh
it's
no,
not.
it's literally gonna bug the fuck out of me. Move on.
Or the mystery box. What's in the mystery box?
What's in the box?
It could be
Name that
anything.
movie.
Could even be a boat.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
If you can name that movie, I'll give you a high
7?
five. Yeah. Hey, you did it. I'm surprised
Dude,
you
that's
knew
like
that.
one of my favorite movies. It was phenomenal. Even a boat. It just gets funnier.
That's
the more
gonna be
I
the
say it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the new yeah. What is up, you flat sodas? Welcome back to another episode of the Fetch and Shock podcast. I am your host, the Archduke of Transitions, Tyler, and joining me, as always, is the king of useless facts, Matt. What is going on, my man?
Not a damn thing.
How's your week been?
Good. Today I spent about half an hour on Instagram looking at cute animals because why the fuck wouldn't I do that?
What do you define as a cute animal?
Baby animals.
Just in general, baby animals.
Go on Instagram and follow the dodo. It's DODO. It's the most incredible waste of time.
Just
that
like
ever has
life-changing
been.
pit of
Yeah.
cuteness.
Yes.
I love that. See, there's some like infant animals that I find adorable, and there's some infant animals that I'm just like, get away from me. You're terrifying.
Like little baby pigs are
Oh my goodness.
game fucking over, man.
Yeah, that's like some of the cutest shit on the planet. Like puppies, get out of here, best thing ever. Little
Yes.
pigs, get out of here, best thing ever.
Baby
Otters,
monkeys.
baby
otters.
are, well, first of all, otters in general, absolutely fucking adorable.
Yes.
But baby otter specifically, like my heart actually melts.
baby
What?
owls.
Oh
Owls
my
are cool
goodness.
as fuck.
Yeah, owls just in general are cool. Like I'll watch adult owl videos, just like them turning their heads and them just like being just birds of prey, which you wouldn't think owls are.
They're fucking savages.
Yeah,
Do you
they're
know
mean.
how long their legs are?
sons of
It's
bitches.
crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I never really considered it. I saw like a tweet the other day, and it must have been somebody like from a city, like had only grow up in a city, and have never seen like any kind of wilderness or anything. But it was a list of animals and like how your brain perceives them and how they are actually in size. And it was like deer are bigger than you think. Moose are way bigger than you. Bears are smaller than you think, but also faster than you think. And I'm like, half of the animals that they said on there, like I have seen them on a regular basis since I was like 4 years old.
Child. Yeah.
Because we're just rednecks, essentially.
We are a fucking meat bag. Like if you put us up against any other animal, 9 times out of 10, that animal will fuck you up.
That's the thing too. And I am terrified of horses. And everybody, when I say I'm terrified of horses, people are just like, why? Why are you? Because I'm like, you are looking at an animal that is literally 10 times your weight and size. And it's not like that animal is just immensely fat. That animal is just a brick house of muscle. Like if a
Yeah.
horse wants to kill you, a horse will kill you in seconds.
Trample the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's not like you look at a bear and you're like, I think I want to get on top of that thing. Or you look at like anything else that could possibly kill you, obviously, like a lion. I'm like, I'm not going to go play with that lion in that cage. But a horse is like equally as capable of killing you as those things. Maybe not with claws or teeth, but horses are just fast. And
I wouldn't say as
muscular.
capable. They could fuck you up for
Well,
sure.
look at hippos. Hippos are just like baby hippos, cutest things on the planet. Hippos are savage animals.
They are the cause of most deaths in Africa.
And there's like videos of hippos like out swimming boats, like on full blast, like boats just going and hippos just coming up and
They're not swimming.
wrecking
They're
their
fucking
deck.
running.
On the ocean floor, or not on the ocean, the river
Yeah, the
floor.
ocean. Yeah, they can swim fast, but they like jog underwater. It's crazy. They're like
I'm more
super,
scared of a hippo than I
super
am of like a crocodile.
fucking territorial.
Welcome to the Fetch and Shock Wilderness podcast.
Yeah, I've told you it's the fucking variety podcast.
I love how they just every single week now, it turns into us just talking about something so obscure and not even close to Magic the Gathering. We just dive right into nothingness. I'm not mad about it. Kind of like it.
That's what we do. Just say fuck it and go in on something.
If you out there in Twitter world, or YouTube world or whatever world, want to just give us a topic to rant about instead of talking about Magic, just fire us a tweet at fetch_shock.
We'll probably fucking chat about it for a while too, because we, believe it or not, go off on tangents.
We're just gonna have an episode. We'll do like another giveaway or something, and instead of it being questions like we did the last one, it's just going to be give us a topic, and we will either complain about it or rant about it or give our long-winded opinions about it.
Yes, I'm an expert in everything apparently.
And then we will time the amount that we like after we record. We'll time the amount that we went on something, a rant, and the longest rant wins the giveaway.
Ooh, I really like that.
I kind of love that idea.
I can go off on some bit too.
It'll be like a 7-hour podcast.
All right, I'm fine with that.
You just lock ourselves in a room and just go deep.
I could have talked about fucking African animals for days.
Maybe that'll be on the Fetch and Shock Wildlife podcast.
There we go.
In the wild with Matt and Tyler.
Yeah. Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, see, I'm a genius, man. It just comes naturally to me. But maybe on our Magic the Gathering podcast, we should at some point talk about the game
Magic the Gathering. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. So I guess the first thing, let's talk about the weekly MTG that Wizards does. I believe it's a stream and they put it on YouTube. I never catch the stream, and most of the time I don't even watch it because it's never important. But this week we actually got some pretty cool information about some things coming down the pipeline in the future of Magic. They gave us a release date and a pre-release date for Theros Beyond Death, which I am out of this world excited for. Like, this is probably the set I was most hyped for since Return to Innistrad.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it's just like all in the underworld.
I mean, it almost has to be, right?
Yeah.
I will also want them to bring back Devotion, because that's one of my favorite mechanics, like both in Limited and Constructed. Even though some people are just like, "Oh, we're in Constructed." I'm like, I don't care. It's a mechanic I like.
Yeah, and it only even Standard, so.
Yeah, and also you don't have to waste time with like lands because you're just playing like essentially basics in there.
Yeah, that's very true.
The most important,
I guess, Shocklands, will they rotate out by then, or?
I don't believe so. But even then, like, that's still not going to be a big issue. I mean, the big thing is, like, fetch lands are a pain. Or any land that, like, fetches. So, like, Evolving Wilds, or the new Evolving Wilds, whatever it's called.
Hibbity Bibbity.
Yeah, something like that. Fabled Passage.
That is what it is.
Like, that, like, just things like that. And, like, I guess not Once Upon a Time, but, like, just things that actively make you search your library and then shuffle it. It's really slow games down. At least for a viewing experience. And I'm not huge on playing Standard, but I watch every Mythic Championship that I can. And if GPs were covered more, I would probably spend my weekends at least partially watching GP coverage.
That's usually what I would do. I would just throw it on my Apple TV or whatever and just leave it on, even if it's in the background while I'm doing other shit.
Yeah, like I'll be like cleaning the house, or I'll be brewing a deck for a format, or I'll be like jamming games at my computer and then have on like my other screen the Mythic Championship just like playing.
Yeah.
Because coverage is always good. I don't think there's ever been,
They
nobody's
don't
gonna
fucking do that
argue
anymore, which is not really sure why they decided to.
Well, they're saving the pennies for other things, man. I mean, that's pretty much what it boils down to, at least from what I surmised. It's all about the pennies.
Didn't make money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, they really weren't making money. And there is that thing that we kind of touched on last week where there is that it seems as though it's a concerted effort to move away from Constructed and into a more casual kind of thing. So they're like, oh, we'll throw the Constructed kids a bone every couple months where we have the Mythic Championship. But if you guys want a weekly content, you guys can go find it elsewhere.
Star City Games is pretty much the only one.
Yep. SCG, thank goodness for SCG.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, well, now we get pretty much 100% views instead of, because oftentimes the SCG tour and GPs overlapped, but now it's like, okay, well, we have all the fucking viewers instead of half of them. And because I'm like you, I dislike Standard, but I'll still watch it.
I'll watch coverage, yeah. And the thing is too, and it might have honestly been a real factor in Wizards' decision to not continue with coverage, because the commentary on SCG is leagues ahead of what Wizards had for commentary. Like, I could listen to Cedric Phillips and
not Patrick Chapin.
No, not Patrick Chapin.
Sullivan.
Yeah, Patrick Sullivan. Yeah. I knew you were right on the right path with Patrick. But I could listen to Ced and Pat Sullivan commentary on any format at any point in time and always just be completely content.
Yeah, I agree.
They crush it. They're so good at what they do.
He's just an awesome color commentator.
Yeah, and just Pat Sullivan is also a game designer, so his little quips on game design and how he hates certain cards and loves certain cards because of their design is always super interesting. And they're even just banter about non-Magic things. Even if I don't give two shits about basketball, when they get into it about basketball, I'm like, okay, now I love this. Like, this is great.
Yeah, I could give a shit about basketball.
But their commentary on it is hysterical.
That and NBA Jam, they love talking about.
Yes, hell yeah. But I mean, NBA Jam, even if you don't like basketball, that game was tight.
Yeah.
That game was super good. But yeah, so Theros Beyond Death.
There we go again, just fucking going off.
We suck at this podcast thing, man. But yeah, so the pre-release for that is going to be January 17th through the 19th, and the subsequent release date is a week after on January 24th. And we also got the pre-release and release dates for the next set, Ikora Lair of Behemoths, which is, I have no idea. It's obviously a new plane, so we don't have any information on that. It is April 17th through the 19th, and then the release date is April 24th. So pretty easy to remember because they're the exact same dates, just 3 months later.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually, I don't know what this Ikora thing is all about. But Lair of Behemoths, I like that. Like, I don't, there's something about that gets me excited.
My theory is going to be like Jund Naya, like the big creature style.
Oh, like a wilderness kind of theme.
Yeah, just like big dumb idiots smashing into each other. I
feel so stupid right now because I should have thought of this and I should have looked it up before. But it's like there was a game on PlayStation. It was like Monster Hunter or Giant Hunter or something like that, and where like the whole entire point was you find these like big crazy beasts and you kill them and like you take their heads return. And like that's kind of what I'm thinking this might be, where there's going to be like hunters and then there's going to be like big legendary creatures and then they're just other like feral life.
Rook is going to kill Liliana, bring her back, and then they're going to go slay some beasts together.
Well, I haven't been keeping up on the lore. As far as like,
I usually rely on you for that.
And usually I'm up to date with it, but with the things that have been going on recently, I have not been able to even kind of give a shit about Eldraine. And it's so weird to be keeping track with lore from top-down design sets because I'm always so focused on the things and the tropes and the stories that they're pulling from that I don't give a shit about what's going on in actual Magic lore. Like Innistrad, like I really, it took me a while to give a shit about that. And that was also like my first introduction to even caring about the lore, was like Theros Innistrad. But Theros I really dove deep on because I wanted to know all of the tropes that they were pulling from, even ones that were at least kind of obscure or not commonly known. But I also wanted to learn about like what was going on with Elspeth, what was going on with her little quarrel with the gods and how she had to like kill Xenagos and then got betrayed by like Heliod and all this stuff. So
yeah, I didn't know any of them.
Yeah, I'm super into that. Like that was one of my big introductions to getting into the lore of Magic. So I'm excited to go back to Theros for that reason because Elspeth is one of my favorite planeswalkers because white and also just super badass.
Yeah, that was a really cool set. Like those were the first god cards that they really came out with. Like that style of card, obviously, but
yeah, and those were so cool. How they
definitely a cool design change.
Yeah, and how they mixed in the mechanics with the legendary creatures and like had one for each color, and they made a lot of sense.
Yeah,
like how your devotion was just like you have to be committed to this in certain ideal, and once you're so committed to that ideal that
comes online,
it manifests into a creature. That is so cool.
Yeah, I definitely like that aspect of it. And they, honestly, in Limited, they were such a pain in the ass and so good. Did you ever open a God pack?
No, but I was actually in a draft where somebody did. I wasn't the one who did, but somebody else did. And they opened it up and me. It was just like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah,
and
they just threw another pack in.
The shop owner was just like, you keep that pack, and then we'll just open another one because that is insane.
Yeah, I did that. I got one of those. It was super cool.
Yeah, I would have killed for that because that was one of my favorite sets. But yeah, we got this Ikora Lair of Behemoths, which who knows what that'll be. We can only speculate at this point. I'm hoping it's cool. I always like when they go to new planes and they don't completely butcher them.
Yeah, don't fuck it up too bad.
Yeah, because I'm a sucker for flavor. especially with new ideas where they get to put something in my head and now it's just like buried in my brain forever, which I dig. They also announced the release dates for some other new product, one of which is called it's Game Nights. They had one in 2019, so this one's the 2021. And essentially it's just a starter kit for people who are trying to get into Magic. It's something that the idea is you purchase it and then you put it on your shelf with all your other board games, and then when your friends come over and they want to play some Magic the Gathering, or they want to do something new, you like, oh, I have this game called Magic the Gathering. Would you like to learn? And they're like, oh, hell yeah, it sounds like right up my alley. And you get to divvy out the decks, and kind of everybody gets to learn on something easy. They're essentially decks with training wheels.
Oh, they've done shit like that before.
They did one last year. Was the first year that they did a box set, but they have done like similar products or before that.
Okay, that makes more sense. So you were telling me about it, and I was like, I don't fucking know. And then, but okay, I know what those are now.
Not necessarily
it's like
up our viewers like really in their wheelhouse, unless they have a bunch of friends that don't play Magic, which buy this depending on what the MSRP is. If you can get it for relatively cheap, I would say pull the trigger. I think they were like $30 last year or $40 last year, but you can probably find the old ones for like $25 now.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool way to like teach people how to play.
Yeah,
because there's different decks, like, and they generally have like a theme, not like set theme, but it's like
they have a theme that is related to the color.
Yeah,
that it's like they have the black deck is very black centric, where it's you're sacrificing life for resources, and there's also a bunch of kill spells. And the red deck is just a bunch of like aggro stuff and burn, and the green deck is a bunch of just big dumb idiots. And yeah, blue has like card draw and flyers and stuff like that. So they are good for getting people the idea of what the colors are all about, while also teaching them the game of Magic the Gathering. Arena also does this better in almost every way conceivable. So I don't know. It's just a different way to learn to play Magic, which is cool, but also not something I'm ever going to pick up, because all the people that I know who will want to play Magic already do. And all the people that I know that will never touch Magic are just so far off of it. So it's not going to be any use to me. But another thing that they announced, which I am super mega excited for, is Unsanctioned.
Yeah, the new unset.
Yes, and I am a sucker for unsets. I absolutely love this shit. So for those of you out there who don't know what unsets are, they are a silver bordered set where none of the cards are legal in any constructed format. They're pretty much their own little concealed thing. And they're a bunch of wacky, like, almost
the head of Urza squirrels, and like just making some
just
bananas.
Dumb cards that have no bearing on Magic whatsoever, but they're like inside jokes, and they're also like weird jokes about other things going on, like just in the world in general. It's just like where the design team gets to think of the dumbest stuff possible, put it on a Magic card, and all they have to do is put a silver border around it, and it's good to go. Like they have like my favorite card is Booster Tutor, which is because it's one of the cards that actually sees play in cubes.
Yeah.
So when you play it, you get just a regular pack of Magic cards, open it up, and you get to take any card out of it and put it in your hand, which is awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
so people play
fun.
That in cube a bunch. Because, like, of course. But the cool thing about this Unsanctioned thing, it's not an actual set like all of the previous Unsets have been. It is actually like a box set. So in it, there are 5 30-card decks, 2 6-sided dice, 10 double-sided tokens. They have 10 full art lands, 5 of which are foil, 5 of which are non-foil, and they haven't released exactly what those lands look like, but they're supposed to be like pretty unique. So those are probably going to be a chase item, and then the box that it comes in, which I hate the fact that they put the box that it comes in as like a feature of this buying this. It's like, oh yeah, also you get the one reusable box. Go like, when's the last time you bought a board game? And they're like, oh yes, but also you get Monopoly and the pieces and the fake money, but you get the box.
Yeah, the box comes with it.
Congrats! And on top of it all, you get the box. Like, awesome. Thanks, Monopoly. Appreciate that. This is also a Hasbro thing, so like, it's not out of Hasbro's reach to just put like, oh yeah, and the box. Like, could you buy Monopoly without the box and it would be like $5 cheaper?
Just a
It
fucking
comes in a fucking
bag.
Just a couple like gallon plastic bags or just one garbage bag tied up. I'd be into that.
Jesus, that would be very funny.
Yeah, but the concept with this is kind of like the same board game kind of feel where it comes in a box, you keep it in the box, you put it on the shelf, and then when your Magic nerd friends come over, you open it up. And it's kind of like a 1v1 thing where the 5 30-card decks are all an individual color. So a blue one, red one, black one, green one. And you take 2 of the decks, shuffle them together, and then...
See, that's cool. I'm a much bigger fan of the drafting.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I definitely don't disagree. But, I mean, this is cool as its own self-contained thing to be able to do that. Because you can't really, like, redraft unless you make a cube out of it. Which there are people out there, and it's one of my dreams in life, to have an uncube, where it's just all uncards with maybe some other cards thrown in just to make the gameplay a little bit more familiar and smooth.
Yeah, or just fill it out.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, an uncube is a great idea. But this is also going to have reprints of old unsets, cards, and new ones. So there's some like chase cards that are dumb expensive. I think Booster Tutor's like ridiculous.
And some of like the really old ones.
Yeah, and some of the really
like Unglued, Unhinged.
Yeah, some of those are nuts expensive, like just for no reason. I'm hoping the only card that I really hope that they reprint in this, besides Booster Tutor, is one of maybe my favorite card ever printed. Cheaty Face.
Cheaty Face is fucking really cool.
I love Cheaty Face so much. And like when me and my friends used to like we're learning how to play Magic, we would I had a Cheaty Face, so we would randomly just like sneak it into games when we were playing like four person just like piles.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Yeah, you just randomly just slide it into play. Because the card, okay, for those of you who don't know who GD Face is, go out and buy yourself one because it's the best card on the planet. But it says, if you sneak this card into play without anybody noticing, you get it. And if not, then you have to discard it.
Yes, which is, you can sneak it in from the graveyard.
Yeah, hell yeah, you can. You can sneak it in whenever.
That's glorious.
But yeah, when we were just like playing, one person would just be like missing a land drop or something, and I'd just like pull it out of my box and just like slide it to them under the table, and they would just like put it like underneath a land, and then when nobody was looking, they just like whoop.
Or next turn, yeah, I'll hit you for 2.
Yeah, it's just incredible. I want to see a GD Face reprint because I'm a sucker for that card. But in this, so I'm excited for this. I'm probably going to purchase this. Again, depending on what MSRP is. If this is like $100, there's no way I'm touching this with a 10-foot pole. But if it's reasonably priced, like $35, I'll pull the trigger on this immediately. Like, no questions asked.
Yeah. But I feel like it'll be like 50 spot-ish.
Yeah, but Wizards just, for some reason, hates an informed community of buyers. So they just eliminated MSRP from their products. So now the shops out there just get to charge whatever the fuck they want for things, which I think, from a buyer standpoint, sucks. It is not great.
How do you figure?
Well, because the perfect example is the Brawl decks.
Yeah.
You can't find the Brawl decks in any box stores because the box stores will sell them at whatever assumed MSRP that they would be, like $20, $25, whatever they were. But I'm sure you can find them at an LGS for $45 a piece or more.
Yeah.
And I understand
they're going
like,
for,
LGS
like Walmart.
They got to make money. They totally have to make money, and I get it. But there's a difference between making money and price gouging.
Which is what they do for shit like that, because people will buy them. Not all shops, but most shops.
Hashtag not all shops.
Are going to make money when they can, because it's a fucking business, and that's what they're supposed to do. They're trying to make money. That's why you could fucking go there and play and buy shit. So buy shit at your fucking LGS. Yes.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you have an LGS that does their job properly, they shouldn't have to do this price gouging thing, because they are fostering a community where people are coming back. They're buying the singles. They're buying the sealed product. They're buying all these things because they're reasonably priced, and they create a community that is welcoming for new players and entrenched players, that you know that when you go in there, you're not going to get stabbed in the back. You're not going to get screwed. You're going to get what you want at a reasonable price, and you're also going to be able to play there and have a good time with your friends, regardless if you're just sitting down just jamming a Commander game, or you're at an FNM and you get to just have a nice casual draft, or they have like a standard night where you get to go and play competitively, and it's enforced in that manner.
Yeah, they follow REL. And going back to the Commander, most places don't charge for Commander.
No.
Most places just say, hey, Commander Open Play.
Yeah, you can just
4 to
post
8
up
or whatever
play.
the fuck. Yeah.
I mean, some shops do like a league, which I think is a cool idea, where you pay like $5 and like you come in like once a week or once a month and jam a game, and then if you with somebody else in that league, and then whatever your records are, you report them, and at the end of like a 3-month period or something, like prizes are awarded.
Yeah.
But yeah, if your LGS is cool and does shit like that and doesn't try to screw you with prices, yeah, good for them. But if your LGS sucks, find a new one.
Yeah, there's quite a few around. You might have to drive a little bit farther or something, but
yeah, put bad LGSs out of business and keep good LGSs in business. That's all that's all. That's my message for this episode.
I can dig it.
Speaking of good LGSs and messages for this episode, if you would like to get 10% off your order, go to
the fucking archdam of transitions, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I'm here for, baby. Go to Flipside Gaming.
That was
and they are your
smooth.
Best. Yes, it was. They are your best source for Magic sealed product. So you can go find this unsanctioned thing when it comes out in February. You can also just go buy some of your standard cards. You can go buy some of your cards for Modern. Hell, you could even go buy some of your cards for Eternal Weekend because they ship incredibly quickly. You can order it and it'll be there in like a week. Not even. It's crazy.
With a fucking dinosaur. They'll ride a dinosaur place of living.
Yeah, and if you use the code FETCH at checkout on their website, you get 10% off. Are you kidding me? We're printing money for you.
It's usually illegal, but
we found a way to do it. And it's
found a fucking loophole.
So get after it, ladies and
Flipside Gaming is the loophole to printing money. You found it. You did it.
It took me damn near 27 years.
Could have did it in 10 minutes, bro.
But yeah. But I'm sharing my knowledge with you because I love every single one of it.
So fucking much. Cares.
Because I care. Fetch and Shock cares. Print that on a t-shirt. Oh, God. So the other, let's go back to Magic. After that lovely transition. It's a shitty transition into whatever we're talking about. Magic. You're right. It's buying Magic from Flipside Gaming. So go do that. But there's also another thing that they announced on the weekly MTG was these mystery packs. Yeah?
Yeah. It's a fucking mystery. It's like Scooby-Doo out in this bitch.
Yeah, it's like SpongeBob's horse.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
He named it Mystery, bud.
Oh.
Mystery. For all my SpongeBob fans out there. Gotta love that. Yeah, so they just, all they did on this was show the pack, essentially. And it just said Mystery and then Convention Edition on it. And the only other information we got was that if you want to know more, go to Magic Fest Richmond, and then there's going to be a mystery pre-release there. That's it. That's all we got.
That's all they fucking given us.
Yeah, no, they're just going to dangle the carrot in front of us, and we just got to chase it down.
Sneaky motherfuckers.
Right? Tell me about it. Like, now I'm real interested. Like, what cards are going to be this? Are there going to be new cards in this? Are they going to be modern legal? Are they going to be standard legal? They're not going to be standard legal. I can almost guarantee that.
Might just be...
Are they going to be vintage legal?
Legacy vintage legal.
Like, what are they going to do? What's going on? What's this mystery about?
We don't know.
We are all the Hardy brothers now.
Got to figure this shit out.
Yeah, we got to get our little magnifying glasses and we got to search for clues. They turned the Magic community into Blue's Clues. And we're going to have to sit down in our thinking chair and we're going to have to think and think and think. And if we use our minds, we take a step at a time, we can do anything that we want.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Welcome to the Fetch and Shock Blue's Clues podcast, where we review every episode of Blue's Clues.
Wrong.
Oh, come on. Blue's Clues is so tight.
Don't think I've ever actually watched that show.
What? Blue's Clues was my shit.
Don't think I ever watched it.
Oh my God, you're blowing it. What did you watch as a kid if you didn't watch Blue's Clues?
Outside.
You watched the outside.
I went outdoors.
I watched the grass grow. I watched the seasons turn.
No, we did shit outside, dog.
Yeah, but you didn't ever wake up in the morning and watch Blue's Clues and eat like Fruity Pebbles or something?
Dude, I had 3 channels till I turned 18, I'm pretty sure.
But that one of those 3 channels didn't have freaking Blue's Clues? Come on now.
No, it was channel 6, channel 8, and I want to say channel like 3 or 10. We got more than 3 channels, but
that is why your brain's broken.
It's some old shit.
That is why your brain is broken. Because instead of growing up and watching Blue's Clues, you sat up and watched like the news. And you were like, oh, now I have to figure something else out to do. So then you just read through every Magic card ever, and now you just know it inherently.
Well, that and the only things I ever watched as a kid were King of the Hill, Simpsons, and Friends.
That explains a lot, actually.
They were on, I want to say like 5:30 was King of the Hill, then 6 was The Simpsons, and then 2 episodes of Friends.
I think Friends might be in like the top or the bottom 3 shows of all time.
The bottom 3?
Bottom 3.
You gotta fuck yourself.
I think Friends is garbage.
No, that's where you're wrong. I can't tell you how many times I've watched that fucking show.
Ugh. I think I would rather not watch anything ever than have to watch Friends.
Really? That surprises me.
Just spies Friends. Not great. But you know what is great? Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, we're fucking up hard today, bud. I didn't talk to you yesterday, really, through the weekend.
No, because
this is what we normally do. We'll bullshit about random shit, and then we'll swing back to Magic, and that's pretty much how it goes. But
so now everybody gets the live view of what we do normally.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, this is just exactly our lives. But yeah, speaking of Magic and places you can play it, they announced today, I believe today, the Magic Fest event schedule for 2020.
Now, this seems a little bit lackluster.
One, I think there is the same, if not fewer dates than the previous years. Maybe the same amount as last year, but definitely fewer than like the previous years before.
Well, you pointed out there's one notable that is MIA.
Yes, there is not a Pittsburgh Magic Fest.
Which there's generally one every...
I feel like, yeah, every single year there is a Pittsburgh Magic Fest. Because that's always been our local one. That's always been our hometown advantage. We get to go there and know the city and know where to eat and know where to hang out and just be comfortable with parking and all of the things that you want in a Magic Fest where you feel at home and not in a new city. We just don't get that this year, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, a bit of a bummer. It's not the end of the world, granted, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. The thing that I was looking at that is, I guess, kind of similar to that, but instead of just a city more regionally, there are not a lot of northeastern GPs in America.
Yeah.
And there's probably a good portion of you listening out there that are just like, oh, I don't give a fuck about America. Like, what is it? Just snow and rednecks? And you would be correct with that assumption.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, no, that's almost 100% correct. But that just happens to be the region that we live in, and we're used to at least a few more. And there's not very many.
No, the ones that I think we saw were Toronto. Could hit New Jersey.
We could do Jersey. So Jersey on the 24th is something that we would be able to consider. And if any of you out there are going to be attending any of these GPs, let us know. And if there's enough community members from the Fetch and Shock community, we'll try to make something happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we could squad up. I'm cool with that. And there's also a couple blank spots between weekends that, you know what, we might as well just do we can try to fit in GP Fetch and Shock.
I'd be straight down with that.
GP Richmond Fetch and Shock, because I might be moving to Richmond.
Richmond?
Or not Richmond, Rochester. Sorry.
I was like, what the fuck?
I got Richmond on my mind from the Magic Fest.
Yeah, GP upstate New York.
Yeah, there is a decent, I would say there's a chance, not 100%, but there's a chance that I might be moving to where Matt is. So if that does happen, fingers crossed, then we'll just have GP Fetch and Shock out of New York, out of upstate New York. The most beautiful place on earth.
It is fucking gorgeous up here, dude.
Hell yeah. That's why I'm trying to get where the getting's good.
It's real nice.
Yeah, so we'll find a date and we're gonna handle it. We're gonna definitely have GP upstate New York, GP Fetch and Shock, and everybody's coming. I don't care who you are. You're fly from Australia, fly from Italy, fly from Quebec, fly from California. Corey, I'm talking to you specifically.
Yeah, you fucking nerd.
Yeah, you're coming to upstate New York, my dude.
Come see it a fucking real man's, and it's 104 inches of snow.
That's right, baby.
In your sissy ass sun all day.
We're gonna do it in the summer, so we don't have to deal with snow.
No, I know. I'm just shitting on Corey for how dare he. How dare he?
But everybody, I love you, and I'm full of love today. I was over caffeinated. I drank like 7 cups of coffee today because I was feeling sluggish. So now the caffeine has just turned into love for everyone out there ever. No hatred here.
When I drink copious amounts of caffeine, it genuinely turns into...
hatred.
Not hatred, just fucking random. like crazy energy. Weird, right?
Yes. But okay, so back to Magic. I mean, there's some like Toronto. We're definitely gonna hit Toronto because Toronto's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it's
and
only
Ken,
about.
if you're listening, Ken, we're Toronto. You'll be there. I'll be there. We're doing it. We're a skateboard too. That's what I'm into. I need to skate with Ken at least once in my life because we talk about it so frequently. I've never actually met him or got to skateboard with him, so I need to do that.
I'll watch.
You can tech deck.
I'll scooter. I'll get a Razor scooter.
Oh my god! If you do that, I will lose my shit. That's brilliant. I am absolutely 1,000% on board with that.
Or I'll what's the Heelys?
Or get like roller skates, not roller blades, like the 4 wheels on 1 foot roller blades.
70s style. We're getting way off fucking topic again. I'll nip that one in the bud.
Now you're bringing it back. Yeah, this episode has been wild, out of control, off the rails.
For sure is a variety podcast.
I am loving
this fine evening.
I am absolutely adoring. See, this is what happens when nothing crazy happens in Magic, that we just go off into strange lands.
Yeah, to say the fucking
into
least.
Parts unknown. Well, speaking of parts unknown, I can't even think of a transition to put into that. Let's talk about Magic Fest, or not Magic Fest, Mythic Championship V. I really let the team down with that one. That was not a great transition.
You dropped the ball, bud.
That's why I'm only the Archduke.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's still a shortage up in here. I'm not saying that I'm perfect
all the time.
No, exactly. Because if I was perfect all the time, then people would just be like, "Oh, come on, this is fun." They would think that we're scripted.
This pitch ain't real.
No, they would think that we're a scripted podcast, but no, this is all off the cuff.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, if you can believe that all of these tangents are scripted. Oh God, yeah. So let's talk about the Mythic Championship, and more importantly, the metagame breakdown, because I think that's the big story. So we touched on this a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot of it, last week when we discussed the announcement for the banned and restricted announcement, how they bumped it up, so something obviously triggered that. And we got our answer to what that was.
Basic Forest.
Yeah, it was Basic Forest. They're banning Basic Forest from Magic the Gathering. No, it was the metagame breakdown. So they had deck list submissions for the MC, and a vast majority of players are playing the Bant Golos deck.
Like more than a third.
Yeah, more than a third.
Which doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a fuck ton.
Yeah, but in a standard field, that is nuts.
That is a lot of mirrors.
Yeah, that deck is figured out, or that format seems figured out to me. That it's a third, it's 38.8%. So it's barely above a third, but still.
Still more than a third.
Yeah, and even
I want to see the conversions for that deck.
That's going to be a big part of, I think, the narrative of this Grand Prix. Whether there is a way to beat this deck, or if it is just that over the top powerful that this many players have figured it out, and the decks that can quote unquote beat it don't actually succeed in beating it, because that was the narrative for the Eldrazi GP.
Well, it reminds me of the green-black, where it was either you were playing green-black Snake or you were next leveling. But this Bant Golos deck just seems to have, it's like such a hard control deck. You're either A, playing that deck, or B, trying to go under or above that deck.
Yeah, but the question is, can you convert if you're doing something different?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You still have to beat other decks.
During that black-green time period, those decks that were out trying to next level could convert against the black-green. They had mixed emotions for the rest of the field, but they definitely could convert against the black-green deck, and that's why the black-green deck with Snake didn't get banned out. This deck, it's going to be... I think it's going to be hard to convert. And I think the big story here is, sure, the Bant Golos deck is the most represented archetype, but I think more specifically, the underlying issue is Field of the Dead, where there are 42.7% of the decks are going to be making zombies with Field of the Dead in some way or another, whether it's with Scapeshift or with Golos or with something that they're doing. They're going to be making 2/2 zombies with Field of the Dead, because Field of the Dead is that busted wide open.
Yeah, it's not really easy to interact with in standard. There's not wastelands, there's not strip mines, or even any number of the shittier versions of those.
You know what would fix this format on the spot?
Wasteland.
Not even Wasteland. A
Blood
little
Moon.
enchantment I like to refer to as Blood Moon. Like, this format would be solved if they just threw Blood Moon in here, right?
For sure it would be.
I kind of love that. Why don't they just do that instead of making bannings? Being like, oh, now this card is legal in Standard.
Yeah, they're just... Oh, you mean just bring something back?
Just throw something into Standard. Just wild, wing it in, just Hail Mary pass. Like, now everybody has access to this card. Because it's not like Blood Moon has seen, like, one print. Like, Blood Moon has seen, I think, like 4 printings.
There's probably more than that. Dark Chronicles, 8th, 9th, Modern Masters.
I think 2 reprints in the Master sets.
So at least 5 or 6.
Like, mind you, it's not a cheap card, but there are decks playing Teferi.
Yeah, which
Teferi is not a cheap
more
card.
Expensive. I think Blood Moon's only like $20.
That seems about right for that card. Yeah. And even think about like Hydroid Crisis last Magic Fest. That card was like $35.
Yeah, no, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blood Moon's like sub $20.
So yeah, do you know what? Instead of doing bannings, Wizards, listen to the Fetch and Shock Boys because they know what the fuck they're talking about. Bring us on the play design team.
Also,
we'll both move to
they're
Washington.
8 printings of Blood Moon, if you're curious. The Masterpiece.
Oh, way more than I thought. Yeah, because I opened a Masterpiece during pre-release. That was the craziest pre-release of my life.
Yeah, it's I forgot about the Masterpiece. I got the Dark Modern Masters 2015, I think. 2017.
2017 Modern Masters, and then
25.
Yeah, Master 25 because it has the Dark logo, because that's the one that I traded in my other ones for. I had like 2 the Dark ones, and then traded both of those in.
You had Chronicle.
No, I had the ones with the black border.
No, you didn't. You had Chronicles.
No, I had black border ones. Or I had a black border. And I think I traded in a black border one for 3 of the ones with the moon.
I gotcha.
Because the one from Master 25 with the Dark logo in the text box is one of my favorite things I've ever seen. Because it just says right in the center, non-basic lands or mountains, and then it has the crescent moon on the inside, and that is absolutely just card design.
Yes, not wrong.
But yeah, this Standard format's going to be out of control.
Yeah, it's going to take a bit, I think, to correct it until they just say, fuck you, Field of the Dead.
Well, they already have a date set for Field of the Dead's Tombstone.
True.
Like
Unless they're just fucking with everyone and everyone sells their copies.
Oh,
and then they come out and they say, no changes.
Oh my god, that would be insane if they did that. Can you
fucking imagine?
Oh my god, the pandemonium that would cause. Oh, I am so on board. I hope to God that is something that they do. That would be the moment in Magic's history would be the highlight of the century.
People would lose their goddamn minds, and it would be fantastic.
Yeah, like, oh wait, we're gonna move this up an entire month, because this is gonna be a problem, and then Bangolas just gets creamed by every other deck, and then they're just like, oh, just kidding, faked out, got you nerds,
solved it. Yeah,
yeah, y'all figured it out. Don't worry, we good, we kosher.
Oh my god, that would be really funny, and I would love that.
Yeah, that would make me the happiest person ever. This might, I like that. Yeah, that might change my Magic career. I might start playing Standard just for that reason.
The other thing that I really like seeing in Standard is that I can't remember the name of it. The red enchantment.
Fires of Invention.
Yes, that.
Yeah, you have a soft spot for that card.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
And that card is a design that is right up your alley. It's like a combo-y, like just messed up Magic card. It just takes the rules and says, yeah, screw it. Do what you want.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I think the real card that makes this deck like just so powerful is Fae of Wishes. So the Fires Invention, we've talked about this before, but for those of you not familiar, it is a 4-mana enchantment for 3 and a red, and it says you can cast spells only during your turn, and you can cast no more than 2 spells each turn. You may cast spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. But the card that I really think blows this deck out of the water, and why it's a real thing, is Fae of Wishes. So Fae of Wishes is a 1 in a blue creature. It's a 1/4 flyer, and it has an ability that says 1 in a blue. You can discard 2 cards and return Fae of Wishes to your hand, or to the owner's hand. Because, if you take control of that, you can, bounce it back to the opponent's hand. That'd be fun. But it also has a adventure ability on it. So it has granted. So for 3 and a blue at sorcery speed, you may choose a non-creature card from outside the game, reveal it, put it into your hand. So it's a wish for a non-creature.
Yeah, which
that blows the stack out.
Yeah, wishes are so good. They always have been. They've always seen play.
There's never been a wish that didn't really see at least some attempt at play.
I think probably the worst one is Glittering Wish.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, you're correct with that. Yeah, but there's never been a time where you can make a wish sideboard and it not at least have some sort of utility. I mean, look at Karn.
Yeah, Karn literally changed the face of Magic.
Karn might be the best wish ever printed.
Well, he also just randomly has a Stony, one-sided Stony Silence.
Yeah, but that also makes him one of the best wishes ever printed, right?
Yeah, not wrong.
Yeah, because it's just the fact that you get to shut off artifacts. Like, even some games, that doesn't matter. Like, in Legacy, that card is still seeing incredible play. But the wish ability on it, just being able to wish, and even the Stony Silence effect is not really super common in Modern, but Tron's still jamming that because you can still just wish Microsynth Lattice, kill your opponent.
Yeah, lock them out of the fucking game.
But even sometimes they don't even do that. They wish for a Ensnaring Bridge. And Ensnaring Bridge locks you out of the game.
Yeah, it definitely has some shit that it can do. Yeah. No doubt about that.
Yeah, so wishes have always been good. I'm interested in seeing how this Pro Tour plays out. Because like I said, the narrative of what this is going to actually be in the history of Magic, in the annals of MTG, is still up in the air. I do love the fact that Forest is the most registered card with 330 copies.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, and the next card besides that is Once Upon a Time. Do you think that there's a chance that they ban Once Upon a Time?
In Standard?
Along with Field of the Dead?
No, I don't think so.
I think Field of the Dead is obvious. Yeah, it's out of here. Goodbye. But I do see a world where Once Upon a Time is also hits the can. I could see a world where they just don't want that ability in Standard.
It's not that big of a ability. It's nice, but it fixes lands or gets a creature late game.
My only argument against that is that it's just so ubiquitous in the format, where it has that one thing where, in interest of diversity, we're going to ban Once Upon a Time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there are decks seeing play that aren't Bant Golos not playing that card.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think if they hit Field of the Dead, what does it really do? Yes, it still fixes your mana against creatures, but it doesn't have that crazy upside of, oh, hey, I can just casually also make a 2/2. I need to find this, or need to find the second copy and then play Golos and get some, 4 power or whatever.
Yeah, just do shenanigans. Field of the Dead is very obviously the most degenerate card because it turns every land drop you have into multiple power and toughness.
Yes.
And in the deck, there are so many ways to get additional land drops or accelerate your land drops or whatever. Like, you have Grow Spiral, lets you make an additional land drop. The Arbral Grazer, which makes you have additional land drops. There's the Fabled Passage, which it comes in as a land, and then you can fetch for another land for an additional land drop if you have the Field of the Dead thing online. There's infinite possibilities.
Yes, I agree.
Which I think we can all agree the underlying issue. So I guess we'll see. It's this weekend, so that's something we can talk about next week.
Yeah, see what they decided.
Yeah, how it shakes out, and how we think it's going to shake out after that, because only time will tell. All right, dude. Well, I mean, is there anything else that happened in Magic that we want to discuss particularly?
Nothing super crazy. The SCG Indianapolis happened last weekend? Yeah,
this past weekend.
Yeah. One thing I saw was
SCG Philly? No, it was SCG Indianapolis.
Yeah, one of the greatest things ever. I saw Oliver Tomajico. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Pretty young kid, but
no, he's 16.
Yeah. But in his top 8 profile, it was like, why did you choose that deck? He's like, honestly, it doesn't even really seem to matter what deck I choose. Fucking
because
baller.
The homeboy has just been winning nonstop.
Yeah, well, he was the national champ.
He won the Legacy one.
He won. He was the Standard national champ to go play in Worlds when he was 13 or something.
But this kid is just he's nuts. he's just crushing it left and right.
Yeah, he's killing it.
He has so many great top finishes. But that comment specifically was just like, okay, dude.
I mean, he fucking backs it up. Let him talk all the shit he fucking wants.
Yeah, I guess if you can back it up, yeah, dude, go for it.
Shoot your shot, bro.
He has a better conversion rate than Baker Mayfield.
I don't know what that means.
Baker Mayfield is the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh.
And he's notorious for talking a bunch of shit, and the Cleveland Browns are 2-4.
Oh, speaking not of the Browns, but the Once Upon a Time, that is seeing some pretty big splashes in Modern now, which I figured it would. It just took a little bit of time for some reason. Playing Tron, and it's kind of fucking given Amulet Titan just Ancient Stirrings 5 through 8.
Which, I mean, is kind of cute for that deck.
Costs 2 mana. Do you know it adds 2 mana?
I don't know what you could possibly be talking about, dude.
The fucking bounce land.
Yeah, I don't know what you could possibly be talking about in the deck that is specifically built around playing lands that
tap for 2 mana.
Have 2 mana. Kind of love it. I mean,
and it did happen. The green castle is also in play in that deck.
I mean, we all knew that one for sure.
Yeah, it was inevitable.
Yeah, because that card it just says Primeval Titan. The Castle of Primeval.
Yeah, this is as close to a lands deck in Modern I think you're gonna get.
I mean, we've had multiple iterations of it, but I think you're right.
Well, I mean, like that really focuses on lands.
Like doing degenerate shit with lands.
Yeah. I guess Tron could technically land deck, but that's more of a.
I mean, also
Scape 7 mana.
Like Scape sees ebbs and flows.
Yeah, but the better versions of that are always the Amulet or the Titan.
Yeah, since they discovered that Amulet is a card.
Yes. I mean, this deck's mana base is
bonkers.
$40.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And, well, it's like $70, and 60 of those are Cavernous, which is a one-of.
Yeah, gotta love that. Yeah, I mean, before we move into our final portion of the podcast, is I know that we have an event coming up. Do you have any updates for that?
I don't. I'm still fucking teeter-tottering. There it is. Fucking idiot, Matt.
Come on, pitter-patter.
That's what I was thinking, and I was like, wait, that's not right. Between decks.
The Letterkenny reference.
Yeah, I'll never not do it. So I'm Oath. I was going to play Oath no matter what. I was just going to say, fuck it. Playing Oath. I love Oath. It's one of my favorite cards.
Or a sucker for Oath.
Yeah, and it just is hot shit. Like, it's garbage right now. It's still kind of hot shit, but it's doing much better with the addition of our homeboy Oko.
Standard all-star Oko.
Yeah, he's put some fucking blood in the deck.
You gotta love that.
It's basically becoming a blue-green Planeswalker control deck that happens to win with either Gristle Daddy or Niv Mizzet.
Is that deck splashing red at all for like Dak Faden?
No, Oko is just better than Dak Faden.
It's just so much better?
Yes.
Because instead of stealing their thing, it just nullifies it?
Yep. You just, okay, well, your fucking Cage or whatever becomes a 3/3, which also works with Oath of Druids, because then you can just say, hey, I have a Niv Mizzet Perun, which is pretty much the only red card besides like a couple one-ofs, like some Abrades and like an Ancient Grudge main board.
Yeah. I mean, the Niv Mizzet in that deck, I think, is so sweet. And I thought that was sweet even before Oko was a thing, but I mean, just everybody was so off of Oath that it just wasn't an option. But now that Oko's in it, like you said, there might be something to it.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of blood to it, or got some like life pumped back into it. I still don't know if I'm going to go that route just because it's not super fast. And I think Vintage is in a spot right now where you want to be pretty quick and have a little bit of disruption to kind of either protect your combo or stop their combo. Where this it's a fucking control deck is what it is.
Yeah, that's the heart and soul of it. It's a control deck.
However, my new favorite deck that I think is fucking hilarious that is out currently is Mill with Hedron Crab.
Yes. Ooh. Oh, daddy, that's what I like.
It is funny as shit. Fastbond becoming unrestricted did some shit in Vintage for sure.
Mill, that's the guy.
Well, Hedron Crab, a fetch land, and what's it called?
Either Crucible Worlds or
Crucible Worlds.
Ramming Up X.
Yeah, you can just
you mill your opponent out.
Yeah, because it pays a life or something along that. It's actually playing like bounce land. It's playing like six of the bounce lands. So
you just return one in your hand, play it for a life, return it to your hand, play it for a life. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And it's also playing Orbro, Place in the Clouds, which basically does the same thing.
Oh, you
play it,
that.
Tap it for a blue, return it to your hand, and you can kill them very quickly.
That's nasty.
It's a very fast combo deck.
That's real gross.
You do need Hedron Crab, however, to win.
Do anything. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Lightning Bolt is seeing more play, but how much more removable is there even in the format?
Well, I'm looking at a deck list right now. There are 4 Dazes, 1 Duress, 2 Flusterstorm, 3 Force of Will, Misstep, Spell Pierce.
Oh, so it's all in combo on mill.
Oh, no, I guess not. It's also playing Treat to Hagra, so you don't just need Hedron Crab. This is spicy.
Yes. Is that the Zendikar one? That when landfall?
It's landfall, and you can either choose target creature gets +1/+0 and gains death touch, or each opponent loses a life.
Oh, that's so sick. So I mean, that just by itself is a 20-point kill.
Yeah, where you actually
if they
stay neutral in life.
Yeah, if they have, you stay neutral in life, but they die.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that is a way to get around like an Emrakul if somebody's playing like an Oath deck, or doesn't the Infect guy shuffle back in?
Blightsteel, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, so so anything that shuffles back in, it insulates you from that. You have another win condition that isn't just mill.
Yes. So we'll see some shit at Eternal Weekend for sure. I haven't had really time to fuck around with any of these decks, but I think that's hilarious and I love it. And I'm sure we'll see it. It's for Vintage, it's a relatively cheap deck to make. Like your mana base is cut in half more than half price wise.
Oh, I might have to forego my previous thoughts of not playing Vintage and only focusing on Death and Taxes to build a budget version of that and playing that in Vintage Champs.
Oh yeah, you easily for sure just cut the Lotus,
the power, and the
Emerald,
duels.
Jet, Sapphire, and I have you can borrow.
Oh,
and Tropical.
Maybe we might be in.
Other than that, you can make this deck for I guess you can't play Recall either, or Ancestral rather.
That's fine. And I'll enter the budget thing too.
Yeah, so there has been a lot of shit happening here. I have been trying to pay attention. Eternal Weekend coming up. And
we'll discuss more of that probably next week and the week after, because the week after we'll be recording right before Eternal Weekend.
Yes.
And I'm imagining we're probably going to do another live episode like we did for Syracuse while we're at a tournament, because we're going to end up getting a hotel and getting beers and getting sauced up during that weekend.
Yes, Friday night I'm going to probably get a little torn up.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Also, we're going to be doing that for next week.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have another live episode coming to you next week. So if you enjoyed our Live from New York episode, there's going to be Live from New York 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, because I will be in New York next week for an interview for a job out there. So, and that might be why I'm moving to New York. So, for all of you out there, again, keep your fingers crossed. Let's do it. Let's go.
They're gonna put their good vibes toward Tyler here.
All of the love that I put out during the early parts of this episode, feed it back to me, so this job interview doesn't totally fucking blow up in my face, and I can and I get it.
Feed it back tenfold.
That's right, baby. Let's do this. Speaking of let's do this,
I'm asking you this week, huh?
Yes, sir, you are. Well, let's move into our game. So for those of you out there who are not familiar, every week we like to play a little game to close out the episode, and we refer to it affectionately as accumulated knowledge. The way it works is one of us goes on the Scryfall website and hits the random card button, and the person asks the other the name of a random card. The competitor in the game has to give the mana cost of that card. If they get it wrong, they lose. If they get it right, they get a point. In order to win, I have to get 3 points, and I also get 3 hints.
That is correct.
Yeah, I nailed it.
Winner gets the shout out for the week.
Yes, sir.
So let me know when you're ready there, Sunshine.
I have never been more ready.
Fuck you. This is a waffle.
Let's go, baby.
This one is donate.
Donate, right? Oh, this is a good one. This is the blue enchantment boy. Oh, I like this card because it's donate and what's the enchantment that goes with donate? Illusions of Grandeur.
Yep, it was a combo back in middle school.
Yeah, that's an old boy. It is 2 in a blue for an enchantment. And it says what you target opponent gains control of target permanent you control, right? Something like that.
Well, you got the mana cost right, so you got it right. But no, it's a sorcery, you fucking idiot.
Oh, it's a sorcery. Did I say enchantment?
Yeah, and illusions is the enchantment.
Yeah, illusions is the enchantment, but it's a sorcery that gives a player control of target permanent.
Yeah, target player gains control of target permanent control. So the combo, Illusions of Grandeur, when it comes into play, gain 20 life. It has a sort of upkeep of, I think, 1.
Sure, yeah, I think that's correct.
So you gain 20 life when it comes into play, but when it leaves play, you lose 20.
Yeah, so you just donate it to your opponent.
Yeah, you played Illusions, and they eventually lose the game when they lose 20 life and they can't pay the cumulative upkeep.
Yes. Oh, look at this. That's like a solid start, bud.
I don't like it. That was easy.
I like that a lot.
Ooh, I've never even heard of this one.
Oh, boy, that's not what I like to hear.
This one is Necro Savant.
Necro Savant. Oh, that sounds like a black card, if I've ever heard one.
It's not yellow.
Also, I think you should know this because you are a savant.
Ironic, yes.
For this game. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna have to use a hint for this one because this is totally not even close to something that I would ever know.
What do you want?
Oh goodness. Oh boy. I want the text of the card.
All right. The text reads 3 black, sacrifice put Necro Savant into play. Use this ability only during your upkeep and only if Necro Savant is in your graveyard.
Oh, so it's kind of like the one that Dredge plays, because that only triggers your upkeep, right?
I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
They reprinted it in a master set. Icarid.
Oh, Icarid's if it's the top card in your graveyard or something, I think.
No. You have to exile a black card from your graveyard if you do return it.
Oh.
Or a black. It's either a creature card or a black card. I think it's a creature card. Exile a creature card from your graveyard, return it, and at the end step you sacrifice it. But it's a 3/1 with haste. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh boy. So Necro Savant. You said it was 3 black was its mana cost, right?
3 black, sack a creature, put it into play. Use this ability only during your upkeep and if Necro Savant is in your graveyard.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna need something here, sunshine.
Oh geez, this is a brutal one. Oh, I almost want to say 3 black, but I don't. 1 black is my guess.
Your guess is 1 black.
That is correct. My guess is 1 black.
1 colorless black.
1 colorless, a black mana, and another black mana.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
You, sir, would be incorrect.
Damn it. Shit.
It's actually 3 black.
Oh my god, what's the power and toughness on this thing?
This sucker's a 5/5. It's actually a pretty good card. Like, it's limited.
Boy, that ain't too bad. I mean, a bit awkward, but sure. What sets it?
Vision.
Ugh. Jeez,
I would not have
never
known this one
in a million hundred. Just you could have had me do this for 100 years and I would have never guessed it.
I may have gotten it if I had all the information, but
like with the power and toughness and everything. Sure.
Yeah.
But even then, like that's still like black. That's
that's a rough one.
3 black is what you said, right? Oh my goodness, a 6 mana with 3 black. Jeez, that's nuts.
You ready for your next one?
Yeah, bring it on.
This one is Crimson Honor Guard.
Crimson Honor Guard. That one sounds recent.
I've never heard of this card before. If that makes you feel any better.
Like, why does that card sound recent to me? Was it in like a standard set?
You tell me.
Tell me. Fuck. Yeah, I wish I knew why I was asking.
I do the same thing. I ask questions I know I'm not going to get.
Me. Oh, do I have to use another hint for this? Well, Crimson Honor Guard is definitely a red card.
If you would have got the text, you probably would have got red.
I mean, I think just the name gives me that, so I don't think I'm going to burn it. I don't think I'm going to burn a hint on this card that I'm never in a million years going to get. Crimson Honor Guard is 2 red. Is
that your final answer?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be wrong.
That's wrong, but it's super fucking close. It's 3 red.
No way, really?
Yeah.
What the hell is this card? What's it from?
Commander 17, 2017. You probably would have been able to guess that.
Hold on. Is it a vampire? Nailed it, because that's from the like the vampire dragons the theme set.
So it's a 4/5 trampler. At the beginning of each player's end step, it deals 4 damage to that player unless he or she controls a commander.
Oh, come on. That's like the hardest one we've ever got.
I don't know
besides
about
the
that,
anti one. The anti one might be hard. Might be harder than that, but
yeah, the anti one was rough.
That is brutal. I'm surprised I got at least I was 1 mana away, right? It's a 3/5 or 3/5 or 3 red.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, come on. Give me something. Give me like a donate. Give me just a donate again.
Oh, the fuck is this?
Oh, God.
Scale of Chisgoria. So scale of CHISS-GORIA.
How do you spell that? What, CHISS?
Yes, -GORIA.
Oh, boy. What is it? Scale of Agoria?
Chisgoria.
Scale of Chisgoria. Oh, my God. What?
I did not know this was a fucking card, if it makes you feel any better.
Oh, I mean, at this point, I have to use hints, right? Because if I don't get it, then I'm done?
Yes.
All right, give me its text.
You're such a fucking cheater. You got to mix it up a little bit. You'll probably get it now.
Oh, really?
So, affinity for artifacts.
Sure, so like Mirrodin, I guess?
You may play Scale of Chisgoria anytime you may play an instant, also known as Flash.
Flash, sure, so it's definitely Mirrodin.
Tap. Target creature gets +0/+1 until end of turn.
Oh, geez. It has affinity for artifacts, correct? And you can play it at instant speed, which is going to make it like way more costed. And it's a tap ability that gives a tough
to a target creature.
So a tap ability that gives toughness to target creature. Oh,
that's a doozy.
Affinity for artifacts.
Oh,
Flash.
Hey. I'm going to give you a free hint. It's an artifact.
Oh, yes. Affinity for artifacts. See, you know what? I was actually going to think an enchantment at that point, but you know what? You just totally pulled me back.
Please tell me you're joking.
I am 100% joking.
Okay, I thought so. I was like, you fucking kidding me?
Affinity for artifacts, bud.
Yeah.
Yes, that checks out. Flash makes me think it's going to be like overcost. It's going to be like 4. But like it does so little that it can't be. It's got to be like 2 because it only gives a toughness.
I need an answer here, bud.
To the end of turn. It gives toughness to one toughness to the end of turn. Flash affinity for artifacts. It's got to be 2 or 3.
It's not 9.
Oh, it's definitely not 9. That is correct. Or it could be like 4 or 3, or it could be 2, 3, or 4.
Give you 10 seconds.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's go with 3 because I said it could be 2 or 3, and then I said it could be 3 or 4. So
common denominator route.
Let's go with the one that is I said both times. Let's say it is 3 mana.
It is 3 mana.
No way, is it really?
Yeah, this card sucks. Big bag of dicks.
Way. Oh my god, this card is awful. Oh my god, I can't believe
it's super terrible.
That was my brain just working off of straight. I'm just trying to boil it down to the smallest thing that I could possibly make it.
See, you had the right. It's a shitty card. It has the affinity for artifacts, so it's not going to be 1 or 2 most likely. I don't think there's any affinity for artifact cards that are that low.
Yes.
And it's not anything useful, so 3 is a good.
Yeah, that's why I thought. My initial thought was like, okay, it's never going to be 2 because affinity for artifacts, but it's never going to be like something higher than 4 because it does almost nothing.
Yeah.
So 3 was just like that was where my brain settled at, and you know what? I should just be on the design team for Wizards because I nailed it.
That is a bit much. Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, bring it on. This sounds great.
Time Vault.
Time Vault, you say? I love it. See, this I got paid off.
You don't get a hint.
No, I don't want a hint. Too colorless. Listen, we know this card.
Yeah.
I've interacted with enough vintage that I know this card.
You fucking did it. You figured it out.
Well, I mean, let me come on. Let me complete the circuit. Time Vault, 2 colorless. It's an artifact. And it enters the battlefield tapped for sure. And you can untap it, but in order to do that, you have to skip a turn. But
you
then
missed a very, very component of that. It does not untap during your untap.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I think that's super obvious, right?
Yeah, you got to put a turn into it.
Yeah, you have to spend a turn in order to untap it. But when you tap it, you get an extra turn. That has an interesting interaction with the card Voltaic Key.
Or Manifold Key, or Tezzeret, or Rel.
Yeah, or any of the other things that untap an artifact, because when you untap it, you can retap it.
What's that Voltaic Servant? That's my probably my favorite one.
Yeah, I mean, it's an artifact that if you can untap it, you get an extra turn, and chances are if you can untap it, you can do that multiple times, so you just gain infinite turns.
Yes, I bought this card at like $400, and then like a week after that, it fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah, this was a trigger pull on your behalf, and it was one that was worth it.
Yes, I almost bought a beta one for $1,000. I should have. Well, I didn't have $1,000 at the time to drop on cardboard.
Makes a lot of sense. Well, that means I got the W, bud.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
I got 2 real easy ones.
Yeah, I saw it come up, and I was just like, go fuck yourself.
I love that.
But
the other two that I got were just so impossible, and I got the other one just solely off of hints and deduction.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, that falls under the category of we take that.
Hey, a W is a W is a W is a W.
Amen. W is W, and I got the W, so I get the shout out for this.
That you do, you son of a bitch.
Yes. So my shout out this week is actually related to something that we've been talking about it the past couple weeks, but just to give you guys a little update about the Content Creator Community Cup that we are entered in. My shout out is actually MP Numbers. He's on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, on all the things that you would want to contact somebody and watch their content. On Twitter, he is at numbers_MTG. On Twitch, he is MP Numbers, and on YouTube, he is MP Numbers. So yeah, he is kind of like the mastermind behind the whole thing. The creators account that we shouted out a couple of weeks ago, I believe he's the guy behind it all. And he's been great in coordinating all the things that have to do with the Content Creator Community Cup. At this point, I've played 3 out of the 4 games for round 1.
Yeah, get this, people. I wanted to record tonight at like 6 o'clock. Leave. Oh, is 7:30 better? And the fucking twat waffle that he is says, "Okay, I'm done." I'm recording. I was like, "What?" He fucking played the game without me.
Well, dude, I had to focus, and I couldn't have you in my ear telling me that my plays were wrong.
Well, play better, and I won't tell you that your plays are wrong.
All right, you're not right, or you're not incorrect with that. That is true. Well, I mean, and honestly, the game that I played today was the only one I've lost so far. So, and I don't know if you would have been able to help because I was actually in the mirror.
Ironic.
Yeah.
Although he has better colors, so I'll give him that.
Yeah, I mean, turns out Homeboy had black blue, and yeah, black blue is better than mono blue because you get to kill my guys, and if my guys are trying to mill you and you kill them, that means they can't mill you, and that's not good for me.
We honestly could have played some removal in red, but there wasn't that much good red removal.
I mean, not in the context of what we wanted.
I think we had shock, and that was about it.
Yeah, and like there were some 2-mana ones.
The only one I would have been
Giant's Greeting is like 3 is 2 at instant speed, 1 in a red, 3 damage, and then if it kills something, then you scry. And there's also one that's 2 in a red, and when it kills something, it exiles it.
Yeah, black just has better removal always and forever.
Yeah, that's kind of the lay of the land. That's kind of how Magic works.
You're not fucking wrong, Sunshine. Oh, but I wanted another shout out here. We shouted this guy out before. It's Mike Wildspeaker.
Mike Linneman.
Yeah.
At Warthos Mike.
No. The guy who does the Magic game nights or whatever at his school. He's a teacher.
Oh, yes. There's, I mean, the
You
thing,
tweeted about him today.
Yeah, Mike Wildspeaker is the guy who has the group of school kids that he's been teaching Magic to. But the guy who set up the GoFundMe is Warthos Mike.
Yeah, and they're trying to get a bus to go check out Magic art. Donate $1. Donate whatever.
Yeah, donate $5. Yeah, just if you have funds for it. I tweeted it out. So if you go, I think I retweeted from the Fetch and Shock thing too. So if you just go to the Fetch and Shock Twitter at Fetch_Shock, you'll be able to find it. If you have the funds, just please donate like $5 to it. It'll help pay for kids to go see some cool Magic shit and interact with Magic and help grow the community, and it'll give you that warm, fuzzy feeling inside. So, yeah, do that.
Yeah, I wanted to shout that out, even though...
Yeah, shout out to MP Numbers.
We've given him a shout-out before, but...
He just keeps doing cool shit, so he earns it. Yeah. So shout out to MP Numbers for doing the Content Creator Community Cup. MP Numbers is great, and he's been doing a phenomenal job with that. And I love him for it. And this community cup has been honestly like so fucking cool. Just interacting with these different content creators and playing games with them. I don't play Arena much because like everybody knows we're not big on standard, but we do what we can. And just being able to play Mill and like in the future weeks being able to do just goofy shit with that is going to be super fucking fun. And it's going to help produce video content, which I'm going to be. I wrote the script and I've recorded it. I'm just waiting on the rest of the games, and then when they post their video, I'm going to try to get ours out relatively soon after that.
He's like the fucking godfather of Community Cup.
Yeah, essentially, he's the Papa Bear of Community Cup. But also, in addition to that, shout out, go check out Vorthos Mike's Twitter because you should already be following him because he's the greatest guy on Twitter. And if you have the funds, please donate $5 and support some kids because kids are cool and kids are our future.
Unless they suck, then fuck them. But
also,
yeah, that's a cool thing. I always like seeing shit like that. I'm gonna donate some dollar bills.
Yeah,
these little fucking nerds out there looking at some shit. That's cool.
Well, speaking of Twitter, we have a Twitter that I've said multiple times this episode.
We do have some Twitters.
_shock. If you want to follow the podcast, please go check that out on Twitter. If you want to follow me, I am at Basic Landbin on Twitter. If you want to follow Matt, he is at It's Bop on Twitter. So go follow us and just shout some just ignorant shit at us into the void, and we will 1000% pick it up and respond in however way we see.
Might shout some rude shit back, but
that's on brand. Like we have a brand uphold, and we will follow through. And speaking
correct.
of brands, if you want to support the Fetch and Shock brand and all the things that we produce, the future video content, future podcasts, anything like that, the best way to do it, besides just giving us your positivity on Twitter or your ignorant comments on Twitter or your ignorant comments on YouTube, you can go to flipsidegaming.com and you can buy Magic cards. And by buying Magic cards, you can support us because at checkout, if you use Fetch, 1, you get 10% off, so good for you. And 2, you directly support the podcast, and we greatly appreciate it, so please go do that.
The promo code is FETCH, correct?
Yeah, FETCH.
That's what I thought.
Easy as pie. If you can spell, you can do that, which I know is a lot. But
it's also not fucking hard to spell. So.
No, it ain't rocket surgery. Well, dude, that's another one in the books.
Fuck yeah, man.
The next one's going to be a live boy.
It's going to be a live boy.
Another live from New York. It's just instead of Syracuse, New York, it's going to be a live from Rochester, New York.
God,
those episodes are just like constantly just nothing but derailment.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, like this one wasn't just nothing but derailment.
Yeah, that one was pretty terrible though.
This one might be our worst one so far, just on the strict merit of what the fuck were we talking about?
Oh, this one was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Derailments, for sure.
But I loved it. Yeah, this one was good. At least in that. If you wanted to hear Magic, not
listen to one of our other podcasts.
But if you wanted to listen to us talk about dumb shit, yeah, you came to this one.
You found it.
Hell yeah, dude. So, I guess we'll see you next week, nerds.
Sounds good, dude.
Peace out.
Later.